Yesterday at around 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., Gideon Moi experienced something he had never experienced in his entire life. His convoy was stopped from entering a venue where he was supposed to be coronated as the Kalenjin kingpin. Gideon Moi is a son to the former president. So he had never experienced such kind of incidences. He was actually stopped by angry supporters of William Samoei Ruto. But why were supporters of Ruto stopping Gideon Moi from accessing the venue? In this video, I want to give you the inside story why Ruto supporters had to stop Gideon Moi from accessing the venue. But if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to just take a second only and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. And the only request I always make here is for you guys to drop your comment, click that thumbs up button, and for those who are able, just watch some of the ads running on the video. Now, yesterday was a very difficult day for Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi left wherever he was, and by around 4 a.m., he was headed to a venue where he was supposed to be coronated as the Kalenjin kingpin. And the previous day, the same day around 9 p.m., news started flying around the area that Gideon Moi was going to be coronated. And the locals there were not very happy with that move. Because according to them, William Ruto had already been coronated as the Kalenjin kingpin. So they decided not to allow Gideon Moi to the venue. So according to sources, one cabinet secretary from the region, is not known who he was, facilitated these youths and mobilized them to resist Gideon Moi. So when Gideon Moi landed into the area, he realized that the roads were blocked. So he tried talking to these youths. None of them could listen to him. But that incident has actually revealed a lot of undercurrents within Team Tanga Tanga. I want to go through this undercurrent before I go into the main reason why Gideon Moi was stopped from visiting the venue. And I want to use the reaction, because once the information circulated that Gideon Moi had been blocked, Kenyans started reacting. And I was keenly following the reaction, especially by those within Team Tanga Tanga. But two reactions caught my attention. The reaction of Mose Kuria to the incident, and the reaction of Kipchumba Murkomen. And before we knew, Kipchumba Murkomen was exchanging bitterly with Mose Kuria on Twitter. Now let me just go through these particular tweets by Mose Kuria and Kipchumba Murkomen. And I want you to try and spin your head and figure out why were these guys even exchanging in the first place. Kuria is saying, I have received reports that Senator Gideon Moi was blocked by Nandi residents from visiting Talai Elders this morning. This is backward. This is primitive. This is wrong. This is the Kenya we left behind in 2007-2008. Huko aturudi. Tolerance is key. Now that's what Mose Kuria updated. And then Kipchumba Murkomen came and responded to him. He's saying, when Gideon Moi blocked visitors from seeing his father, you didn't mention 2007-2008. When Talai youths block him from seeing their fathers, you suddenly pop up with the 207-28. Ata wewe Mose Kuria, wacha upus. If kama isabu, then let him do his thing. Now let's agree that Gideon Moi or the former President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi had the right to stop any individual from visiting him. Just like me, I have a right to deny anybody into my compound because that's a private property. But this is a case where Gideon Moi was not going to any other person's compound. He was going to a specific individual's compound. And this individual invited him. So it's totally different from the scenario which which Kipchumba Murkomen is trying to use here. Gideon Moi was invited to a home and he was going there. That guy invited him. So he had right to go to that home. Unlike assuming he was trying to go to that home by force. And you see there's the element of 2007-2008. Basically, it's the PEV. And I've always maintained that Mose Kuria is probably a Trojan horse. And there's nothing which instills fear into the spine of Mount Kenya people than the 2007-2008. And Mose Kuria is now replying to him that everyone is free to do politics in any part of this country. I will never tire from saying this. Political civility and peace are not favors you dish out to other Kenyans. It's an obligation under the Constitution. And pleasant facts, 2007 was burnout of intolerance. And in this, I side with Mose Kuria. But the mere fact that Mose Kuria is trying to invoke 2007 and 2008 means that Jubilee Party or Tanga wing of Jubilee Party still has that 2007-2008 division. And then people also joined in. And now Kipchumba Murkomen now responding again that you are becoming petty. When hustler exercise their freedom of opinion, belief, expression, picketing, to you it's violence. Please stop fear-mongering and mischaracterizing the people. This is the tribalism we oppose that generalizes every act of a group of populace as violent. Stop it. I don't really understand what Kipchumba Murkomen was trying to say here. Because the fact of the matter is that Gideon Moi was heading to an event, and in that event he was invited. Remember, William Ruto also went to Talai Elders at the same time. And rituals were conducted on him around the same time, 4 a.m. But now, these guys, Gideon Moi and his team were going to a different home, not where Ruto was coronated. Yeah? But now, the fact of the matter is that Kipchumba Murkomen is exchanging bitter words with Mose Kuria. And someone called Peter Gadirimu is coming in and is saying, Senator, you are exposing a very pernicious and dangerous sentiment that is having us very worried. Gideon Moi has a right to visit any traditional institution in Kenya, including during Cheke. Mose Kuria is right. Now you see, another Kikuyu guy is now coming in and supporting Mose Kuria. I don't want to get into all those, but it has exposed something which you guys can understand and takes me back to my original stand that Mose Kuria could actually be a Trojan horse. But why was Gideon Moi being kicked out of Talai? In my view, 5 reasons. Number one, Gideon Moi has been trying to reactivate the Moi networks. Remember, former President Raila Odinga ruled this country for 24 good years. Before that, he was the Vice President of the Republic of Kenya for a very long time. And during that time, Daniel Moi created a lot of friends within the Rift Valley and generally in Kenya. He was the supreme leader of Kanu. And because of that, those networks, there are people in this country who still believes in former President Daniel Arap Moi. When Moi died, we witnessed people trekking very long distances just to go and bury him. So Gideon Moi plans to run for the presidency in 2022. And he's been banking on Moi support. So basically what Gideon Moi has been trying to do, Gideon Moi has been trying to activate the former president's network. In the event where he was supposed to be coronated, the guy who was supposed to host him, Christopher Koyoki, is a former councillor. He served as a councillor in the area for 15 good years. And is one of those Kanu and Moi supporters. He's one guy who believes in Moi. And that's why he was kicked out as the vice chairman of the Talai Council of Elders. Why? Because he opposed the coronation of William Samoei Ruto. So basically what Moi has been doing, and this is not sitting down with the Deputy President, is that he's been trying to reactivate those networks of Kanu. So he goes to a place, identify former Kanu guy, people who believes in Kanu. Like even in my village in Nyakach, I know someone who strongly believes in Kanu. So he goes there, creates those networks. And this one, Ruto is not taking lightly. So probably that's why he was blocked. Number two is the Kalenjin kingpin. Who is going to be the Kalenjin kingpin? Of course, it was Daniel Arap Moi. And let's face it, we have two individuals in Rift Valley. We have Gideon Moi, who is the biological son to Daniel Arap Moi. Again, we have the second guy, William Samoei Ruto, who is a political son to the former president, Daniel Arap Moi. These two individuals, Moi sons, are fighting over who should take over. And Gideon Moi being the biological son, he decided to take the ile rungu ya nyayo, the mantle from the president. He was actually the family handed the baton to him. William Ruto, in his own right, has managed to take charge of politics in Rift Valley by virtue of being the vice president of the Republic of Kenya. So he's managed to take control of those politics. So Gideon Moi has been strategically trying to wrestle this kingship from William Ruto. But William Ruto is not bulging. So strategically what he was doing there in Nandi, because Ruto is a Nandi, he was going there in the hope that if he's coronated, then he can now start claiming that he's basically the Nandi or the Kalenjin kingpin. Of course, William Ruto had also been coronated. And that's why these people were trying to preserve that coronation of Ruto. So Gideon Moi was also coming with another parallel coronation. So that when they're outside there, no one is going to claim that is the Kalenjin kingpin because he was coronated. Both of them are going to be coronated. So that's the second reason. Number three is the zoning. What we are witnessing in this country is dangerous. It seems William Ruto and his team are trying to zone Rift Valley. Remember, just a few days ago, was it Kositany or was it Oscar Sudi, who was very clear in one of the events they had there that anybody who is not supporting William Ruto in Rift Valley is not going to be allowed to campaign. Someone was very clear. And I think that event was also attended by Buzeki. And they were telling Buzeki that unless he will decide to change, he's not going to be allowed to campaign if he's not going to support William Samoei Ruto. So basically what we are witnessing is zoning. So the reason these youths were blocking the roads, stopping Gideon Moi, is that they want to zone Rift Valley, so that if you don't support William Ruto, then you don't campaign in Rift Valley. I don't know how that's going to play out, but let us wait and see, because the Deputy President, to his credit, issued a tweet yesterday, and in that tweet, he condemned the incident. And number 4 is perceptual contest. Politics is about perception. Who is popular? Who has the support? The Talai Elders are just a few elders. Talai is a very small clan. They can't really determine the politics of Rift Valley. But because politics is about perception, there's a perception that the Talai Elders are highly respected within the Kalenjin community. So it means if they endorse you, then you have a better chance. And lastly is the grassroots engagement. The truth and the fact of the matter is that Gideon Moi has been of late trying so hard to engage with the grassroots. He's been moving around Rift Valley, around the entire country. William Ruto is observing him because William Ruto is also moving. The problem Gideon Moi had previously was that people were claiming that Gideon Moi was not moving around the country. He has decided to start engagement with the grassroots. So how do you stop him? Those engagements, you create a hostile environment. How do you create a hostile environment? He organized an event, you thwart him from attending that event. Then it means next time the Baringo Senator will be going to Kericho, for example, he will find a hostile crowd there. So perceptually, his grassroots engagements will be stopped. Let me hear your thoughts on this matter. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Thank you guys. I love you so much for your support to this channel. Just give the video a thumbs up, comment, so that we can reach 100,000 by the end of January. Thank you guys. Love you so much.